And thank you for joining us at 11 o'clock. I'm Justin Pizzera. Tonight we are following breaking news out of West Phoenix, where police are investigating two separate shootings. In the last hour, a man was reportedly shot near 46th Avenue and Thomas. About 6 hours earlier, another person was shot about a mile away near 51st Avenue. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live in Phoenix with the latest on both shootings. Good evening.
Well, Justin, we were actually reporting from the other police scene just about 3 minutes west of here when we heard the ambulance and police sirens heading this way. Take a look. Police have since taped off this portion of the neighborhood. We also see several police cars and officers surrounding the area. People have been coming out of their homes to take a look at what's happening here. But when we first arrived, a man was being treated for a gunshot wound to his upper body. He was lying on the ground just outside of the Santa Fe condominiums. Paramedics treated him here before putting him in an ambulance and taking him to the hospital. We also saw in just the last 20 minutes or so another person put in the back of an ambulance as well. Police tell us one person is detained. They say an argument may have led to the shooting. And less than a mile away, detectives are investigating another shooting in a neighborhood near 51st Avenue and Thomas Road. It happened around 4 o'clock this afternoon. One person was taken to the hospital. It's unclear what their injuries are or what the current condition of that patient is. Police are interviewing witnesses. They have not yet said if a suspect is in custody. And back out here live, police say there is no current threat to this community. We're working to get more information on both of these shootings, and we'll update you as soon as we can. Live in Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
All right, thanks, Gabby. Now to an update to a shooting investigation this past week. Police say that they are searching for the person who shot and killed a 15-year-old, Sean Ochoa. This shooting happened Wednesday night near the 51 and Thunderbird. Police say Ochoa was shot multiple times and later died at the hospital. So if you do know anything about this case, you are asked to call Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. Also developing tonight, two people riding bikes were hit by a car in Scottsdale. This happened at 91st Street in Bell. We're told both were taken to the hospital, but right now we are waiting to hear about the extent of their injuries. An East Valley man is dead and a police canine is injured after being shot by a Scottsdale police officer. Police say that this all started with some sort of an argument between at least two people in a hotel. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra has also been working this story today. She spoke with witnesses about how fast this all unfolded.
It really hurt my heart to hear it, right outside your door, right?
Residents of the Hotel Bixby woke up Saturday morning to crime scene tape and police lights after a deadly shooting in the parking lot.
I feel terrible for anybody who had to witness that, for the officer who had to take a life, and for anybody who saw it. And it's a terrible, terrible thing.
Scottsdale police say they were called to the extended stay hotel after a man allegedly threatened another person with a gun. That man, identified by police as 42-year-old Joseph Santos, left before officers arrived. Other officers patrolling the area tried to pull Santos over, but he did not stop. Instead, police say Santos drove back to the hotel where officers were still speaking with the victim.
There was just a lot of screaming, like a lot of screaming.
Witnesses tell me they heard officers shouting commands for Santos to get out of the car, but he didn't listen.
Once we heard stuff, he was trying to pull out, and they surrounded him.
Police say they sent a canine at Santos, who then reportedly turned and reached for an object behind him.
He just turned around and went like this, like one of the officers said, do not raise it.
That's when one officer shot at the car, hitting Santos and the canine. Witnesses tell me they heard between 6 and 9 gunshots.
It was very fast, it was fast. I kind of dug down the window too, because it's gunshots.
Santos was declared dead on scene. The canine was taken to the veterinary hospital, is in stable condition.
It's heartbreaking. It really is.
In Scottsdale, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Police living in Whitman are concerned about a huge rail yard that's planned right in their backyard. Whitman is a small community between Surprise and Wickenburg. 12 News journalist William Pitts went to Whitman to talk to people who say that this isn't just threatening their land, but their way of life.
We don't want to be in the city, right? If we wanted to be in the city, we would have built in the city.
The people who live out here wanted this. It's quiet, simple, there's land, animals. everything the Phoenix metro area is not.
This is how we live our life. My husband shoes horses for a living.
But now the city has followed them.
We do not want this industrial facility here. Go somewhere else with it.
Kirby Anderson's ranch will back right up to this industrial facility on 3 sides. Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad is planning an intermodal hub, basically a big train yard where cargo will be moved between trucks and trains. 4,000 acres. Here's where Anderson's ranch is, and here's the whole project.
I toured the Fort Worth facility last week, and it's scary. I was scared before I went, and when I left that facility, I was even more scared for those of us that live out here.
It's absolutely not what we want. We bought our house about 12 years ago, and we loved the area. It was quiet. It was remote.
Laura Deaver lives 10 minutes up the road. She'll back up to the rail yard, too.
Now that this is coming in, I worry about my daughter. I worry about her health, her safety.
Our land is worthless right now. I mean, we couldn't sell it if we wanted to, even at a cut rate deal.
We put it up for sale in September because we were kind of getting over it and really wanted to get out, and we didn't even have one bite.
The Murrays had plans to build a house out here and train horses, but not now. There aren't enough people out here to make a big fuss, not against a massive railroad, so they turned.
A lot of people were getting pretty angry.
To Reese O'Connor.
They're going to be building right on the other side of this fence, according to what their maps and their plans showed.
Reese created a docuseries about life in Whitman and the threats that life faces.
Short form content and clips, it just spreads like wildfire.
Might be time to retire.
BNSF sent a statement to 12 News that says, in part, we understand the community has concerns about a range of impacts. We're committed to studying them carefully and working with state and local jurisdictions to mitigate them where required. Maricopa County is deciding whether to let the project go forward. And if it does,
I don't know where we're going to go next, but we're not going to live here. I can promise you that.
In Whitman, William Pitts, 12 News.
In your national headlines tonight, House Speaker Mike Johnson unveiled a spending bill that would avoid a government shutdown before next Friday's deadline. The measure would keep the government funded through September the 30th. Republican leadership says that it would increase defense spending and include cuts to domestic programs. Johnson hopes to hold the vote on the bill this Tuesday. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has strongly opposed that measure. Instead, he wants to work on negotiating a long-term deal. Health and Human Services employees were offered voluntary buyouts to resign from their jobs. That's according to a person who received an email and an administration official. The agency's 80,000 employees received an unsigned email last night. It offered them a voluntary separation incentive payment with a deadline to respond by next Friday, March the 14th. HHS oversees Medicare and Medicaid services. The agency also oversees the CDC, which went through substantial cuts last month. Today, a funeral with military honors for a Lao community member was held at Green Acres Mortuary. This was the first ever in Arizona. Kamsi Sokasiam rose through the ranks of the French and Royal Lao armies. He trained in Paris in the U.S. before being captured and held in a re-education camp for 6 years. He escaped with his family and settled in Arizona back in 1983. He's not only left a mark for his military community, but for the Arizona Buddhist community as well, helping build temples here in the valley.
The United States recognizes him as a veteran, a war veteran during the Vietnam War. And for our family, we feel honored that they actually, recognize him for that.
The service blended traditional ceremonies with the U.S. military honors. He passed away last month. He was 94 years old.